Have you planned where you're going for the next international break?
No, not yet. To be fair, I actually haven't looked that far ahead yet. I'm not even sure what dates they are in my head. I think because we had a 3-game week this week, it's just been like you forget how heavy that is on your body and your mind.
Yeah,
So yeah, no, not yet. Hopefully, probably just round here.
not Paris this time.
No, we've got the summer to look forward to, so not far off.
Are you a planner? I only say that because I've written out your fixtures, everyone you're contending with in that top four, and worked out who I think will win. And I've done it again today. But football aside, do you normally plan everything?
Uh, I wouldn't say I'm unorganized, but I would say that especially with holidays or going away, I'm very like if I do it the night before, I wouldn't be stressed. I quite like booking holidays and stuff. I don't mind it, like looking at hotels and everything. But no, and football wise, I've not looked at who could win or who could. Definitely not.
Oh, well, cover your ears and your eyes because I'm about to tell you what's happening
Man,
when.
yeah, go
Let's
on.
do it. This is Pitch to Pod with WSL legends Nikita Paris and Jordan Nobbs. Every week, they bring you topics straight from the pitch to this podcast as we discuss the biggest talking points in the world of football, the WSL, and beyond. It is just me and Jordan. Nikita has ditched us for the Champions League tonight. Whatever. Which means this week there's only one topic. It's all about you, Jordan Nobbs. Do you have a middle name?
No, no, I don't have a middle name.
Does
I'm
anyone
a
in your
ra-
family have a middle name?
I'm a rare one. Well, boring story. My dad is called Alan Keith Nobbs, and nobody in the world, including like the mailman, like he always gets called Keith. And my mum didn't like that. She didn't want me to get called by a middle name, so me and my brother don't have middle names. That's
Really?
that's the boring story. Yeah.
I've got two, but you can't have one of mine. Do you call your dad Keith?
No, but I
Oh,
would if
you'd call him
someone
D.
said what.
D,
Yeah, what's it?
Dad.
Yeah, I would if someone said that, but until I've like something came through the mail, I didn't even know he was called Alan. Like nobody calls him Alan.
If you too have been calling someone a random name, do get in touch. I do that all the time. I haven't developed that app yet, but I need to. That tells me who's who before I actually get up to their face and then go, "What are you?" No. Anyway, we're doing all about you as your first club plays your current love this weekend in the time with Derby. We'll get to that in a bit, and we'll talk about everything else around it and the other derbies this weekend too from across the WSL. But you mentioned 3 games in a week and that you're cream crackered. It's right, should be ready for the weekend. Let's focus on what's gone and huge games coming up then. 4 points from those last 2 matches is like a great return, but are you slightly disappointed knowing that you could have gone above Palace?
Yeah, I think it's to be fair, playing Palace was tough. Like I think even when we played them the first time we drew, I thought they were gonna jump back up the league because I think they've been one of the hardest teams I've played against. So a point against Palace is fine. I think in this league, I mean it's similar to the WSL. You can't slip up on those points that the teams are below you. So I think we're more disappointed obviously about the Sheffield game. But I think in terms of beating Birmingham and then getting a point off Palace isn't isn't the worst thing ever. Obviously, with how tight it is at the top, beating Crystal Palace would have put us in a great position. But all things said, 3 games in a week, heavy week against a top team. It was a good point really for us.
Do you definitely feel it in your legs? Is it you said, like, mentally and physically, is it the legs more than the mind?
A little bit of both. I think especially when you're just not in that routine of it, your body adapts, so the more you do it, you just start to adapt with the training load and the game schedule. But I think, with every game being such a must win, and obviously we didn't have that cup game to, sometimes the cup games you can, change the team around or, play around with it a little bit. It was 3 big games where there was kinda no hiding. So yeah, a little bit more in the legs by the 60th minute, but to play Birmingham and Crystal Palace in that was A quick turnaround and two tough teams.
Yeah, I think there should be a point during the season where you can throw in like a joker and say, it's actually better for the league if we don't all play back to back to back because you wouldn't know until this part of the season. So you need like a mid-season reset where you can just rejiggle all the games and have them in a different order depending on who's where in the league. I'll let you have that one for free. Anyway, it means you're a point behind Palace, all played
Yeah.
the same. But where it gets interesting for me is Charlton have had like a little mini dip. Palace play them next. Charlton know they've got Birmingham last game of the season, and they've got some other sort of trickier ties in there.
Mm.
So they've got to get something from that Palace game, right? It suddenly becomes all involved.
Yeah, and even though obviously we have to do our own job, realistically we have to win all of our last games realistically, to stay in around it, and that's how tough and realistic this league is. But I think it's funny because you never ever want to look at other teams, but naturally, because we want to get up the table. I'm praying
And
that
because I'm
Charlton,
making you do it.
yeah, yeah, and you're making me do it. I'm just praying that Charlton run away with it. Really, I think the best thing for us is that Charlton keep taking points off teams, and I think Bristol play um,
Birmingham.
Birmingham. Bristol play Birmingham. So yeah, next weekend will be quite an exciting one because someone's got to drop points somewhere. But like I said, we have to beat Sunderland, so pressure's on.
Don't worry, I know the WSL2 fixtures like they were my children at the moment. Like they're going to ballet this week, they're off to football. I know it exactly with what's happening with WSL2. So you've got Sunderland, Forest, Bristol City, Durham.
Yeah.
There's beef in there as well, which is brilliant, which I love. And I think you'll win all of those. Don't tell anyone. Palace have got Charlton currently top. Ipswich who are second bottom, but have got fight in them. Sunderland who are seventh, it's all as we speak. And Portsmouth who are bottom. But there's definitely points
They're
droppable.
fighting. Yeah.
Yeah. You've got
Yeah.
you kind of want the middling teams, don't you, rather than the ones that are proper fighting. Birmingham have got Bristol City away, Sunderland at home, Ipswich at home, and then that Charlton game away. So the final game of the season, for everyone, is going to be a gorgeous thing. You said you're not talking about the games as a group. How does it work with the reset before we get on to your big derby this weekend? How does it work with the reset? Do you all sit and focus and then analyze what's gone, or is it you just got to no time, so you literally have to just forget about that?
Mm. Normally, it's after every game we'll do analysis, so we'll still go over, good and bad points of the game. But this week was a little bit different. You couldn't focus too much on the last game because you had 2 days and then you were back playing again. So it was kind of little tweaks, things like that. Obviously, you're playing different teams, different formations. So it is a quick turnaround. You just got to soak in as much information as you can. But this week, we will analyze a little bit of the game the other day, but it'll be a totally different contest against Sunderland, really. So then it'll be all eyes on that.
This is Pitch to Pod with Jordan Nobbs, the creator, midfield maestro, elite, this weekend, taking on Sunderland in the Tyne-Wear derby. I said it's your first love and your latest love. Put Erin to one side for a moment. She's the constant love. But take everyone back, Jordan, no middle name, Nobbs, to starting life in Sunderland, kind of what it gave you, and then what this weekend will mean.
Mm. It's really funny. The other day we went and got my dad's little camcorders all done, and got them sent over to so you can attach them to the telly. And it's got one of my first games that I'm playing for Sunderland, and I'm like this big. It's so funny watching it because you just never see it. So yeah, I think funny that I'd literally watched that just this week, and
Is there any gap
Sunderland.
between your socks and the shorts? Is it just
No,
like full on
I've
shorts?
the shorts look absolutely massive, and my shirt is tucked in, but it's like you can only see like my little number 8, like half of it. Um, but yeah, it's nice because obviously Sunderland was a big part of my career. It's what pushed me to Arsenal. But I guess it's funny how your loyalty just goes with the club you're at. I've loved being at Newcastle, and Sunderland was the first men's stadium I played at when I was like 9, and we played at half time at a men's game. So yeah, it'll be the first time properly playing on that pitch again, which is cute.
Are you gonna be looking for the cones? No, I'm sure it was much smaller than this when I
Yeah,
last played it.
I
Yeah,
know, little dots.
cone it off. For your family then, what does it mean? Like you said, watching those videos back, what were their memories of you playing at Sunderland?
Yeah, Erin was asking my dad about it, saying like, "Oh, did you know, how far she was gonna go?" And Dad was just talking about like my coordination and stuff like that. He was like, her coordination was so good as a kid, um, and yeah, I guess they just do everything, weren't they? They're your taxi driver. They push you to be competitive. So it was nice for them to see it back and just talk about memories and things like that and how far it's gone.
Don't know whether to call him Alan or Keith now, but
Nobsy. He gets
Nobsy.
Nobsy.
All right, I'll say that. Well, I don't feel I can say that either, but I'll just say Mr. Nobbs. For Mr. Nobbs, then seeing you move on to Arsenal, and now I know you've already had the first game uh, in the season, not the first game of the season, but already played Sunderland this season. What are those moments like for your family when they see kind of these memories revisited?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's so nice that they get to come every week now. My dad especially, he's missed being able to come to every game, and he's my biggest supporter. I mean, I've seen him cry after games sometimes. I remember when we won the league at Arsenal, I could see him welling up. And I guess it just, what we go through, they go through, and I think they see all the ups and downs, the injuries, the hard work, the commitment. So yeah, they're my biggest supporters, and yeah, it'll be a great game. I think especially when it's bigger crowds and things like that. It's always good for the family. They get the nice seats as well in them stadiums.
Oh, do they? Do they? Yeah.
Nicer.
Well, it's all the niceties will go out the window. Is there extra beef in that first game that you played each other this season? Was there a little bit of extra something? Because we saw it clearly in the fellas of the weekend just gone.
Yeah, the game was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think, look, it's hyped up so much that you can't not get slightly involved in um the derby. So yeah, I think you saw it with the men's, and it's similar with the women's. They want to see a northeast team win. It's like when I was at Arsenal, they want to paint London red or blue. It's the same up here. So it's a big one for the fans, and I think also for us to stay in and around that top league finish. I think for the fans, we've heard them shouting and supporting us. They want us to do well and everything. So yeah, be a good game.
Probably don't want to talk anymore about it, do you? Does it? What point does the tension start, or does it not?
Uh, I don't mind it. Like
Yeah.
I said, I feel like I've just had this like fuel again in my stomach that's been excited about these pressure games. I don't mind that it's pressure moments. Obviously, you'd love to be in Charlton's position and in a little bit more of a comfortable spot, but it's still all to play for, and you don't give up until the last game. So um yeah, I'm still excited for it.
And you're scoring now too. I know you got an assist in the reverse fixture, but scoring goals now as well. What would that be like? Stadium alight
I know, I'm
on a
thinking,
full size pitch, not with the cones and the bibs out.
yeah, I know, am I allowed to celebrate? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been like 25 years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's time. Yeah, no,
Let me play the role of Nikita. Celebrate. Of course you're celebrating.
true. Yeah, she'd have shirt off, boots
Yeah.
off. Yeah, I think you always want to score in them big moments and big stadiums. They're like extra special, and um yeah, I think I'd like that to happen at the weekend. So touch wood, just keep getting some shots off.
It has that changed? Like, you're feeling a bit more freedom to do that now? Is
Mm.
it something Tanya's talked about with you to you as a team?
Yeah, we did the other week, she kept saying to me, "When you're in and around that box, like, stop passing it and shoot." And then obviously I scored the other day, so yeah, I was listening
She
to the
taking
advice.
credit.
Yeah, yeah, no, to be fair, yeah, she should take the credit for that one 'cause, sometimes you just need a little kick to say, you can do that, and yeah, that was a nice one 'cause I wanted to come into this league and start scoring goals and playing a big part in that. So yeah, it's been nice playing higher up the pitch and scoring is like my happy place really.
Why so? How so? I mean, I know that sounds daft. Well, of course, scoring goals is happy, but sometimes we hear that, oh, clearly just about the team and contributing.
Mm.
But if you're a born natural goal scorer, it must be everything. It's like your oxygen, isn't it? Your fuel.
Yeah, and at Villa, obviously, I played nearly 2 seasons in that deep midfielder role, and obviously, if I had to play right back for Newcastle, I'd do my best. I don't really care as long as I'm playing, but um, y- you do lose that rhythm of where you feel more natural and where you've grown up kind of playing your whole career. So, when I came here, it was nice to get that rhythm back and I guess kind of regular game time, just doing what I do best, and it just give me that bit of freedom to roam and get shots off. So yeah, I've enjoyed that again.
With your dad in the stand shout and shoot, and you'll be doing the
Yeah,
rest.
I know.
Do they get full togged up in the shirts and everything? I don't mean in like the proper fancy shirts. I mean like in the club shirt.
Yeah, Dad's got every club I've been at, he's had Papa Nobs on the back. So it's stayed as a theme the whole time. I think he spells Papa wrong as well. He spells it with two P's, which I don't think is right. But yeah, no, he comes with his shirt on, but he's really calm on the sidelines. Like he would never ever ever shout something from the stands. He'd just at halftime, if he ever comes down to the tunnel, he'll like say a few bits or just after the game he will. But no, he'd never be one of them parents that shouted mid game at me.
I like to know he's not a cheapskate as well because it's obviously extra money for extra letters. So the fact he's put two P's in costs him a bit more money each
No,
time.
no one knows why. But
Why not? Why not?
yeah, why not?
Yeah, too right. They'll be there this weekend. You'll be there, fingers crossed for you, scoring goals. Obviously, I'm not biased at all. But, what a moment that would be. And then you sit back and wait, right, until to the running for the rest of the season. Or you can also catch some of the other derbies around the WSL this weekend. I love it. I love derby weekend. As players, is it something you look forward to and do the old circle round in the I know you're not looking at any fixtures and what's coming up, but is it do you have a look and think, "Oh, yeah, we're doing that when you're at Arsenal?" Not so much really, because God, my Spurs loving family are gonna hate me right now, but that in terms of on the pitch, the rivalry really wasn't there, as in they weren't at your level, were they?
No, no. I mean, it shows how far Tottenham have come. I think, yeah, that's all changed a lot now. Where the derby games are a lot more heightened. They're spoken a lot more in the media. I think you always see the managers getting a lot more questions on them games. Are your players up for it, and how they're going to handle this moment. So yeah, there's become a bit more pressure on these big derbies now, and as players, I think we're all getting used to playing under pressure, playing with bigger crowds, so these moments kinda come a bit more naturally and normal now.
Yeah, Spurs got the 0-0 earlier in the season, but this just feels like something about the Emirates now. Do you feel that as a former Arsenal player, your mate's still there, of course, that they feel like this is now our home? You got to do some to beat us here.
Yeah, and I think the good thing that Arsenal did was, they started playing loads of home games there. I think as a club, it's always or as a player, sorry, it's really difficult going from, Boreham Wood pitch or, Gateshead Stadium to then playing with a bigger pitch, it just feels different, where you position yourself on the pitch, you feel a bit further away, them connections aren't as close. So I think the thing that the big clubs are doing now is they're getting more regular game time at their men's stadiums, and it's allowing them to be better now they play there, and I think you can see that with the top clubs. You can see that it's becoming the norm now to play there, and there's not that, like, pressure of, "Oh, in 2 weeks' time, you're at the Emirates, and how do you feel playing there?" It's like, well, we do that every week now, so, yeah, I think that's, a credit to the game growing, but, yeah, it makes it a bit easier once you get regular playing time on him.
It's your routine as well as everything around it. How, when you need to leave to get to the ground, or clearly as a team, if you're travelling there, having spent the night before, as everyone seems to now. But all those routines change, right?
Yeah, they do. But I think, even teams in the past when, say, I've been playing against a team that we know we're playing at their men's stadium, I'm thinking, this is brilliant. I'm glad we're not playing on their other pitch because, you know, they put up a fight, or, the grass might not be as smooth and as crisp to pass on. So it makes a huge difference. And I think clubs have to be very clever with the timing of when they use it, or the regular time that they have on them pitches, because it does impact you a lot. I mean, in our league, Durham away is one of the hardest places to go. AstroTurf, tough pitch. The team are very very physical. They like to play there, and it's out of routine for us when we're playing on grass. So yeah, there's big. You just have to be switched on straight away to changes.
You got them at home though, last game of the season. It's
I
not
know.
away. You've done
Yeah.
that one. Been there, done that, got
Yeah.
the burns, I think,
Mhm.
wasn't it? We were saying about you sliding. For for the other big derbies this weekend, the Manchester derby, in your mind, is this like the last real test for Manchester City taking on a Manchester United side? We've got a park, whatever happens, Champions League, the other games that are going on at the time of we're recording this week. But is this the one where it's sort of City's title, but also like the top three, how it could
Mm.
change if United get a positive result?
Yeah, it's probably looking at what Man City games are coming up after that. You'd still expect them, even if they drop points to United, they should be winning the rest of their games. But for United, it's huge. I think that's a big moment that other clubs around them will be wanting them to drop points at. Really, it's kind of a no-win situation. It's like, look, do you try and catch City? Probably not now. So you probably want Man United to drop points and kind of nail that Champions League spot. I still see City coming away with it against Man United, but you know, maybe getting a few players back, aren't they, from the Asia Cup? Whether they'll be available or not, then that'll be interesting.
Yeah, some players have been not able to get the flights back they wanted. We've seen it with
Nah.
Chelsea, with Sam Kerr and Carpenter as well, on different flights back, which is just this time of the season, the rhythm, we were all like, oh, it's positive that Arsenal, Chelsea, travel wise, are obviously playing each other in the Champions League. But then you've got all these players just to come back who can completely change things. What about then? So we've done the Manchester derby, we've done the North London derby, Liverpool as well in action this weekend. These sorts of Merseyside derbies too. Everton have just got this little bit of form going, haven't they? And Liverpool equally so. I kind of feel like they've put that gap in now. I don't see them as the target for Leicester. I think it's West Ham if they're going to take anyone down.
Yeah, it's definitely, they've probably just started to come into a little bit of form, probably at the right time. Because you don't want to go into them last few games and the pressure's even heavier on your shoulders. So, both teams have kind of just started to pick up. They've obviously won a few games since changing the manager with Everton. So, yeah, I think that game, I feel like, is it Everton normally always come away with the win?
They love, well, at Goodison, should
Uh,
be there.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They love
So,
their time there.
yeah.
But Gareth Taylor seems to have made this Liverpool team, like, it was important when he had Denise O'Sullivan come back. They'll again have key players back from Asia Cup, and they seem to be all working. Like, he's getting the best out of the sum of not that they're not good players, but he's getting the best out of the sum of their parts altogether.
Yeah, it's like he's obviously brought in a different philosophy, hasn't he? He's wanted them to play a lot more football, and that just wasn't clicking at the start of the season, and you thought, "Oh, this could be," if you stick with that strategy, you need it to at some point the girls to not I'm not saying they didn't buy into it, but be able to do what he's asking. And the last few games, I think you've started to see that connection and confidence in the players. So yeah, it takes time. New managers, it's not easy to just come in, new team. Like you said, every team is players away, players injured, rotations. There's so much going on, but unfortunately, in the WSL, you don't really have too much time to not get it right. So yeah, I think them teams will be probably disappointed with their seasons, but I think to not be in that relegation battle is the main thing now. You just have to get on with it.
And like we said, whoever finishes bottom to then have to play the team third from the league below at the team third's ground as well. How that psychology slips, whatever happens, whoever's going to finish, but they've got to try and finish on a bit of a high to take that into that playoff game. It's
Mm.
madness.
Yeah, because I actually think in our league, you you kind of have to see it as a second chance and a bit of a positive that you're getting another opportunity to play another game. Whereas, I mean, technically, it's still the same in the top league, but it's a different feeling, isn't it? We're getting a chance to go up. They're already kind of fighting not to go down, which is a bit of a different mentality outlook, I think. So yeah, that game will be just weird. It's just crazy, isn't it, that the game's got that moment for everyone. Because I remember, was it the league below? They used to play north and south against each other, and then one would go up, something like that. And I used to think that was wild.
Yeah, they've
Like,
done it in Scotland as well. It's that I quite like the sort of second chance, but the problem with it, it's a bit like the argument with the playoffs, isn't it? You can finish in eighth and get promoted, and everyone's like, "Oh, but you didn't do the work during the season. You did it in just those one-off games." But it's like sometimes you can have so many different things happen off the pitch, on the pitch during the season. Players get injured, like the momentum will go. You almost feel like you deserve another shot at it. I love playoff situations. I don't know about you as players, but like as a fan, to keep the season going, you never want it to stop.
yeah, no. I think the only thing that's hard is, training for, I think, 2 more weeks. That's the only thing that's, difficult one. I mean, yes, you can say that you get loads of prep days in training, but you kinda want it to come a week later and just stay in that rhythm. And, you obviously probably have to try and get a friendly in the week before. But yeah, it's exciting, I think, if you're in it still. It's just just seems like a weird game. Like, it's just a strange one.
What happens because you clearly have lots of mates across the game at different clubs in different positions, going for stuff, trying to avoid relegation, whatever it might be. Do the conversations sort of dry up a bit towards the end of the season? You're like, "Oh, I don't know whether to," because it can be that your mates, it's you and your mates going against it.
Mm. Uh, no, I think we all understand the situations really. Yeah, it's just not like that. No, I think you've just gotta, you'll have your opinions and stuff, but it's quite nice for me because obviously, I'll watch Arsenal play and things like that. But I'm just like the neutral fan now. Until we, fingers crossed, this year, next year, whenever it is, get into the league, then yeah, it'll be different chats.
Are you involved in the speculation chat? Like this week, it's all been about Millie Bright. Is she going to Manchester? She allegedly wants to head back up north. Sam Kerr talk about her. Like, and your mates, without betraying any, blink once for yes, twice for no, but without giving anything away. Do you talk about that sort of speculation that's happening now?
Yeah, with my close friends, yeah, we'll have them conversations. They'll I think you have to have them conversations, opinions, advice, all of it really, frustrations. So yeah, with the people I'm close to, we'll have them conversations, and I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy to say things out loud, especially when, you're making decisions on things. I think it's healthy to say them out loud, not just eat away in your own head and you kind of get a bit overwhelmed with it all.
Yeah, we said it, haven't we? It's you kind of feel like, am I? Sometimes it can be such a big decision, lifestyle wise, and one you want to follow because clearly you wanted to be back up with your family. So that it all starts to make sense, doesn't it? But if you're throwing in sort of one more throw of the dice to go with a team that you feel you can perform at, it's everything that we've talked about before. But like your career hangs, and only you know that, don't you? It's
Yeah,
only
yeah.
ultimately you're responsible for that.
Mm. Yeah, no
Mad.
one can make that decision for you. But it's tough now because there's so many different decisions, isn't there? There's not only where you want to go, but what club wants you. That's also the income, everything, location. You have to weigh up what's best for you and the time of your career that is as well.
Timing as well, so key in that a club may not need that profile of player right now, but there might be an injury picked up, touch wood, hopefully not for anyone, but over the next few weeks, and then suddenly they do need that profile player, and then everything changes on a dime, doesn't it? But not for you to worry about. Nice and settled, fingers crossed, everything going to be all right. Go up to WSL1 and away we go. That's for the future. Do you manifest stuff? Like we've
Yeah.
manifested goals. Okay, all
Yes,
right.
I'm a manifester.
That will happen. That will happen. You finish third or above and win and progress. What does the rest of the week hold for you, apart from talking daft stuff to me?
Training, game on Sunday. Yeah, just being diligent now. No time to faff about. Train, go home, eat, sleep, train.
Nothing else matters.
Nothing else.
It's a month, right? And then it's done.
Yeah.
It's like, a month and a half. But it's mad how quickly the season's gone. What's the fastest part of the season for you?
I feel like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like this week, like we've just played 3 games and I've blinked and like 3 games are over. So yeah, I'd probably say now it's felt quick. Like when I was looking, obviously just before I was coming on here, I was like, wow, there's not many games left at all.
Well, you got to enjoy it. Every single one. No added time. No injuries. And away we go. I'm manifesting it for you. So that huge game. I just mentioned it again. Away at Sunderland for Newcastle. Then you got Forest, Bristol City, and Durham. Is that right?
Yeah.
Got that right? Yeah.
Sunderland, Notts, Bristol, Durham, yeah.
Yeah. Before you get to the end of the season. And hopefully that one final game as well. Unless you finish second, of course. I don't know why I keep saying third. It could still happen. For Palace, that Charlton game, Ipswich, Sunderland and Portsmouth. And for Birmingham, all starts with that Bristol City away game this weekend. We have those derbies covered across Sky Sports for you. I mentioned it's the Merseyside, North London, Manchester derby this weekend. There's West Ham, London City, of course. The other sorts of derbies all around too. Plenty of London action. Thank you, Jordan, as always. This Saturday, though, it is Merseyside North London Derby live on Sky Sports. All 3 games on Sunday as well on Sky Sports 2. The Tyne-Wear Derby kicks off at 2 on Sunday at the Stadium of Light. Get your tickets. Go watch Jordan in action. Look out for Papa with 2 P's Nobbs. Although hopefully it's warm enough that he can take his coat off and you can see the shirt. Is he a shirt over a jumper kind of guy?
Yeah, he would do that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell him to.
Make sure you do. Alan Keith. And if you've got a question for Nikita or Jordan, get in touch. Use the hashtag #PitchToPod. Who knows? They could be answering it on this show sometime soon. I'm off to find me a Newcastle shirt, but in the balance, a Sunderland shirt too. You'd never buy a half and half. There would never, would there? Would there be a half and half
Can't.
Sunderland Newcastle?
No. You're not allowed in if you do that. That's just not okay.
Are there Newcastle scarves yet with your face on?
No, I haven't seen one yet.
I have to get one of those made up. Although they always seem to do people dirty. Like you see sometimes.
Yeah, but no.
No. All right, I'll design that for you too as well. I've got lots to do, so I'm going. Good luck.
Thank you.